Since October the 7th and the greatest jailbreak of all time, I've been thinking a lot, as have millions and millions and millions of us, about what it means to be the West. Yeah, I'm Australian. Australia is southeast of Southeast Asia. Is this Southeast Asia? Is this the top part of Australia? Is the top left part of Australia in Southeast Asia? It's probably something I should have looked up before I started talking, but I've never looked up anything before I start talking in my entire life, and I'm not going to start today. But apparently, Australia is part of the West, and the West, it's turned out, are a pack of cunts, which I knew. I thought I knew that. I thought I was across the whole Australians, Israelis, Americans, the hated English, the French, Germans, etc. Cunts, all fucking cunts vying for the title of worst tourists on the planet, also biggest colonizers, worst invaders, etc., etc., etc. Like, I never understood how Germany did what Germany did back in the 30s, and then after that, everything's fine. Well, it's fine because the West are a pack of cunts. It's weird to be born into that. It's weird to be born into that and to be told. Well, actually, you're not really told anything, are you? I mean, I think back to my education and I realise I was actually told nothing about how the world really works, which is that the dominant pack of cunts on the planet, which is the West, rape, pillage, commit genocide, maraud, harass, invade, threaten, bully, intimidate, uh, and have an incredible sense of entitlement, a sense that, not only are we bringing death and destruction to the whole fucking planet, but you should be grateful. And we deserve to live lifestyles of incredible luxury. I mean, that lifestyle of incredible luxury has really come to an end, hasn't it? Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z. Fuck, I don't remember. How do we say it in Australia? Z or Z? I don't fucking remember. This is how hollowed out my brain has become by American influence. Anyway, young people, whatever you call them, they know they've got no future. There isn't a future. They're not going to be property owners. Essentially, one group of people, disgusting white supremacist property owners, have been lording it over a huge chunk of the rest of the world, and that has just come to an end thanks to the actions of Israel. Now, the West doesn't have credibility in the world. The West can no longer say, hey, I know all you guys that aren't the West want to work together outside, for instance, the US dollar system, but do you really want to work with China and Russia? Well, that's not really a credible thing to say anymore, is it? It's not credible. Who are you saying that to? China and Russia are bad compared to what? You fucking cunts. You pack of cunts. You murdering, genocidal, evil, lying, propagandizing, lying to your own children and grandchildren, lying, fucking lying pack of cunts. The beautiful thing that's happening is young people, anti-racism and anti-colonialism is just the air they fucking breathe. It's just normal to be anti-racist if you're, young. Occupy happened. Black Lives Matter happened. Black Lives Matter happened twice. And young people understand And now this has happened. This is happening. What's happening now to the people of Palestine? They're being mass murdered before our eyes every day. Another school, another hospital is fucking hit by missiles or tank shells or drones, remote controlled drones, machine gunning people trying to escape hospitals is a bad look for the West. And the West is never going to recover. You haven't just betrayed Palestine, you've betrayed your young. On the one hand, young people know they have no future. They'll never own property. It's not just that owning property is so fucking important. It's that if you don't own property, if you're renting for the rest of your life, you are incredibly fucking powerless. You are at the mercy of the pack of cunts. At the absolute mercy. They can do whatever they want to you. But that's coming to an end because right now the property owners are doing whatever they want to Palestinians and the whole world is watching, looking at it. And you can draw any lesson you want from what's happening right now. You can draw the lesson that it's just fucking wrong and it has to stop forever. No more of that. Or you can draw the lesson of when are they going to come for me and my friends who have nothing? Because looking at this, what we are learning is that to Western rulers, people who have nothing, mean nothing, and are nothing, our lives don't matter. Palestinian lives matter. No lives matter. Unless you're a property owner, in which case, even your imaginary fears are the most important thing in the fucking world. As we're seeing right now with people talking about how they feel threatened by even talk of the injustice that's being delivered to Palestinians in god-awful doses every second, minute, and hour of the day at the moment. Usually what the Israelis do is they get in, they attack for a while, and they get out real fast before the world has a chance to get its shit together. But we're 6 weeks in and the rallies are getting bigger. People are planning more and more stuff in terms of stopping things and objects going to Israel on boats and planes, and that's fantastic. That's what should happen. Israel should be brought to its fucking knees. The thing that I've been seeing is I'm looking at Israelis and how they're behaving, and Zionists around the world, and people who aren't Zionists who are just fucked in the head, whose liberal shit ideas are so convoluted and fucking corny and fucking cheesy that they can't just look at a genocide and say, nah, fuck that. They're thinking about when they saw fucking Schindler's List when they were fucking 12, Their minds have been fucked with guilt. And they should feel guilty. Because they never get off the fence. They live their lives of luxury, of owning property, having a fucking great time, going on holidays every year. And they know that all of this is off the back of the suffering of poor people around the world and working class people around the world and people who actually fucking work around the world. But they can't get off that luxury train, they don't reckon. They think it's irresponsible to do so. So they tell themselves, well, this is all going to work out. At some point, this is all going to work out. It's called progress and it takes a while. Well, we've run out of time and it's great. I'm fucking over the moon about that. Every day I see things that are happening, in particular the Gaza Strip, and I don't tell my wife what I've seen because I know I'll cry. I'll break down if I say what I've seen. So I don't. I'll cry later. It's horrific to watch. It's unbearable. You can't carry it. But it's all coming to an end now. Israel, fuck America, fuck Australia, fuck Germany, etc. Fuck them all. Pack of fucking cunts. I've lost all of their fucking credibility. There's this thing called BRICS, which stands for, great, it's gone out of my head fucking completely. Brazil, Russia, India, China. What does the fucking S stand for? It'll be something incredibly obvious, and it's going to embarrass the shit out of me, but it's not fucking coming. Anyway, it's those countries and other countries getting their act together to trade essentially outside of the American system. America uses its, dollar and its trade as a weapon against the rest of the world. Just like the cartels, they offer you silver or lead, wealth, or they'll fucking kill you. A while ago, I said I was enthusiastic about this BRICS in a little post on the Facebooks, and someone, American, nice guy, but just with liberal shit ideas, said, well, what about Russia and China? I mean, oh my God. As if this was some amazingly difficult problem to solve. You can't have anything to do with China and particularly Russia. Oh my God, no. Well, go fuck yourself. You don't have a leg to stand on anymore. Russia is no more amoral and fucked up than any Western country. That's just been proven. States aren't moral. So you're just talking shit. You're in an imaginary game where the United States and other countries in the West are somehow hanging on to some kind of moral edge on the rest of the world. Anyway, that's over now. It's fucking over. And I'll finish with this. October the 7th, greatest jailbreak of all fucking time, and not just Hamas, groups of resistance fighters, different groups, staged the greatest fucking jailbreak of all time. An incredible achievement when you consider the level of secrecy that this is organised and in incredible fucking secrecy while being their world. They live in a concentration camp, which is the most heavily surveilled place on fucking earth, by fucked up Israelis who have nothing better to do with their time than fuck up Palestinians, target Palestinians from the day they're fucking born. Yeah, in Australia, we have an intelligence agency called ASIO, and if you're any kind of an activist, you'll have a file. I imagine for a Palestinian, you have a file with an intelligence agency from the moment you're born. And, just de facto, default, you just have one. Anyway, so the story was, the bullshit story started coming out after October the 7th that Hamas came through and beheaded babies. That didn't happen. How do I know it didn't happen? We would have seen videos. You don't behead babies if you're not going to fucking video it. So that didn't happen. Babies were thrown in an oven. No, that didn't happen. You wouldn't do that without putting it in a video. Women were raped. Again, no testimony from fucking witnesses. People were massacred. Again, where's the footage? Where's the evidence? They were there to take hostages. And then the IDF swung into action with gunships and commenced blowing people away for hours indiscriminately. Now, if evidence turns up that Hamas massacred civilians, I would put it to you that I don't give a fuck. I know that sounds fucking horrible, but we're talking about people at a dance party next to a concentration camp, so fuck those people. You got to be fucking kidding me. And how dare you judge resistance fighters who are escaping from a fucking concentration camp? How would you behave? If you broke out and one of the first things you come across is a dance party of people who've all served in the fucking IDF, who've oppressed you, and they're having a party within earshot of the concentration camp, like, fuck off. I don't believe there was a massacre, but I also don't give a fuck. And as for all the places they raided, well, these are all places that are close to the border. So these are all settlers. So fuck settlers. Settlers aren't fucking civilians. Fuck them. But again, I don't believe they were massacred by Hamas. I believe they were massacred by the IDF. But, let's not get into like 9/11 truther territory, because when it comes down to it, you and I, who are not Palestinian and not in Gaza, have no right to assess the behaviour of the resistance. If you're escaping a concentration camp, you get to fucking kill every motherfucker nearby. Go for it. It's all yours. It's perfectly fucking understandable. But I've seen no evidence of it, and there's plenty of evidence that the IDF came in and just slaughtered people, and with tanks as well. They turned up at, they would turn up at a kibbutz where people were being held hostage and just blast away with tank shells into buildings with hostages in them and kill them and machine gun them, and was completely insane. There's a thing called the Hannibal Doctrine. Look it up. It's a very quick thing to learn about, the Hannibal Doctrine. The Israelis are fucked up when it comes to, this shit. They don't give a fuck. They're murderers. They're not winning a war. They're killing people. They're murdering people. They're murdering people. And they're murdering people. And that's all they're doing. They're not winning a war. They are losing all of their fucking credibility through genocide. They are using genocide as a mechanism to strip themselves of all credibility. And thank fucking God they're also doing that for the entire Western world. Our ruling class, the Western ruling class, have lost all fucking credibility, and I am thrilled. I've been waiting for this for the longest time. I didn't know it was going to be this, but it's this. It's fucking over. So, fantastic. I think that's all I want to say right now. I think so. Yeah. Death to Israel. Death to Israel. Death to Israel. Death to Australia. Death to America. Death to the hated English. Fuck everyone. Fuck everything. Suck my fucking dick. This is awesome. Hail Satan 666. Good.